Today, I'm going to be doing something a little different today. I'm going to be talking about Young Thug and Gunna by drawing because we know the travesty and the heartbreak story between Young Thug and Gunna. It breaks my heart every day when I see Young Thug going on Twitter crying, bitching, and moaning over snitches, which is really just subliminals against Gunna. He's not going to ever directly suggest that he's talking about Gunna, but he's talking about Gunna. We know he's talking about Gunna. He's heartbroken over it. You know, once upon a time, him and Gunna were best friends. They were really lovers. If fuck did my marker go? It's right there. At one point, Young Thug and Gunna they're pretty much lovers. They were like yin and yang. Pretty much. They complemented each other very, very well. They're not so happy anymore. Young Thug's over here crying over Gunna. He's got tears on his eyes. There's no eyes in here, but those are his eyes, and he's sad about it. And can you blame him? Because Gunna's over here being referred as Wanna. You got Wanna over here dropping his last one. He dropped the album recently. He dropped last one. Was it good? No, it wasn't. It was terrible. I listened to it. It was not a good album. He dropped last one. Wasn't great. It's projected to sell about 80,000 units his first week. I think it is. It already sold 80,000 units in his first week. It was fine. I mean, the album sales are good, but the album was bad. It was boring as shit. It put me to sleep. Like, it gave me Z. Like, I'm falling asleep over here. I'm sleeping pretty good in my bed, That's what I'm gonna sleep on when I'm listening to Gunna. That album wasn't good. I like Gunna. I will defend him all the time because I would snitch too, easily, without a doubt. But Young Thug, clearly, he ain't rocking with that, even though we know if he's in that situation, tight spot, he is 1,000% folding. So, I don't know. But yeah, he dropped the last one under YSL, his farewell tour. So really happy about that for Gunna. But yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing people cope online being like, he purposely made this album be dog shit. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why can't you drop good music throughout your whole career? Don't just drop dog shit because you're like, oh, his contract is expiring. Fuck out of here with that. That's some bullshit. That's just coping of dropping some garbage ass music. Alright, we're not gonna do that over here. But you got Thug over here. He's a tweeter. He's a full-time tweeter. That's his full-time job now. He tweets all day. I could put a tweet right there. That's one of them. That's the most recent one. But he has dozens of them. I can post them on here. That's all he does. All he does is tweet all day. When I see him on Twitter, it's someone blog page tweeting about Young Thug, tweeting about another person. That's all Young Thug does. His last song was garbage. The one with Future, terrible. There was a single, no one gave a fuck about it. People made noise for it for like 2 days and then they just moved on. So he's a retired rapper. He doesn't rap anymore. He's a retired rapper. He's heartbroken. He's sad. Gunna is pretty fit now. He looks pretty good. Young Thug, he looks a little shit. Yeah, you got Young Thug. He's a little, he's a little chubby now. You can look at pictures of him. He's a little chubby now. He's got a little belly. It's all good, Sometimes you just do so good in life that you just eat a lot. You want to eat good and shit. But Gunna got his shit together. Goes to the gym and shit, collabing with guys with like Justin Bieber. But yeah, good for him, I guess. But you got Young Thug over here. He's a little sad, depressed, just tweeting all day. But yeah, no, YSL is Barry. Like, I'm talking like Barry got a tombstone here. Barry 6 feet under. This is 6 feet. That's 6 feet. No one cares about YSL anymore. This is YSL. No one cares. It's dead. Here lies YSL and who cares about YSL anymore? Like, who's even in YSL? I mean, without Gunna and Thug, like, YSL is practically not a thing anymore. It's practically dead. So, like, I mean, at least you got the Spider brand from Young Thug. I guess that's kind of cool. Other than that, like, yeah, like, what else is there for Gunna and Young Thug to do? I mean, I guess Gunna's just gonna keep dropping more albums, even though his recent album wasn't great. His last album, which was 101. That one was a good album. He actually had some hits on there. It was a banger track. The 101, the single for it, the actual track for it was great. Good album. And Young Thug's last album was Business is Business. At the time, I thought it was a solid album, but I really haven't gone back to it, so it was pretty forgettable. Just had a bunch of rappers on there. He had Travis Scott, 21 Savage, he had Drake on there, Metro Boomin. He pretty much had a bunch of rappers on there. He had the whole industry. And Gunna had absolutely no one on his album when he got out because no one's fucking with Gunna anymore. But this is just a story between two lovers that, this guy bitches and cries all the time, Young Thug, and this guy just minds his own business. You know, he's like, oh yeah, I still fuck with him, and then Young Thug's over here crying, bitching and shit. He probably has him blocked and everything. I'm sure Gunna probably has reached out to him, but the guy blocked him and everything. He's like, I don't fuck with that anymore, bro. It's like you switched up on me. You ratted on me. I thought we was like this, and it's like, no, I'm ratting all day. Like I don't blame Gunna at all. I'm doing it on a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I'm doing it. So I got respect for Gunna for doing all that, but his last album wasn't good. Young Thug's washed. Lil Baby's washed too. I know he's on YSL, but I know he'd be rocking with Thugger. But at the end of the day, this is a complete mess. YSL literally doesn't mean fuck anymore. This is what I think of YSL. You can just erase everything. You can erase YSL and absolutely nothing changes. No one cares anymore. It's dead. No one cares. We can just move on with our lives. I just wanted to talk about this because, you know, Young Thug just loves tweeting on Twitter. That's all he does is just tweet on Twitter. That's all he does. It's like his job now. He's a full-time influencer. All he does is tweet, which I don't blame him. You know, he's made his money, his success in rap. So why does he need to do it anymore? I don't know. But that's what Young Thug is all about. And, you know, I fuck with that. If he wants to do that, go for it. But that's all he does. He doesn't drop good music anymore. He's pretty fucking wild. I think Young Thug has a terrible fucking voice. Awful voice. But yeah, I think he's overrated as hell. I think Gunna is a better rapper than Young Thug. Without a doubt. Even despite Gunna's album being so boring and I hated it, I still think his album will probably be better than whatever hell Young Thug dropped. Because Young Thug's probably gonna have like 20 features on there. Probably gonna make sure he gets people like Lil Baby on there. Maybe he's gonna get Dirk on there. Maybe Playboy Cardi, 21 Savage. Probably can get all those people. You know, the man dated 21 Savage verse, you know, all that shit. Metro Boomin's probably gonna be on there. But yeah, I'm just gonna say that this shit is dead. No one cares about YSL anymore. And I really hope you appreciate my drawings. Want to try something different? Let me know if my drawing skills depict the artist very well. You know, you got Gunna here. You got Young Thug with the little longer dreads in there. I know I know Gunna has like shorter dreads. He got little dreadlocks and stuff. So I feel like I did a pretty good job at depicting them. But yeah, all I'm saying is that YSL, no one cares anymore. I can't name you 5 YSL members. I can name you Young Thug, Gunna. That's it. That's all I can name. I can't really name anyone else. So, yeah. Thank you for watching my video. See you next time.